Trade in the capital to grind to a halt as the Association of Exporters and Importers as well as food and beverages joined GUTA to shut down in protest to demand an improved business climate.
If government is sleeping, this is the time that they need to wake up to know what exactly is going on.
So we are saying to close down your shops tomorrow until Monday. Inflation is killing us. Exchange rate is killing us.
We have details as an economist warns a protracted closure could have dire consequences for an already ailing economy.
We also want to appeal that it shouldn't be too long a time to increase the frustration that many Ghanaians are already going through.
We'll hear from GUTA and get to a government response to the increasing pressure to fix the economy. Story is brought to you by Vodafone. Further together, I am Ernest Manu. Tonight, retail trade in the capital could grind to a halt because the Ghana Union of Traders Association has declared a 6-day strike beginning tomorrow. All shops will be shut. This is part of a raft of measures announced by the association to demand action from government. The traders say their businesses are struggling amidst a falling currency, surging inflation, and a harsh tax regime. GUTA President Dr. Joseph Obin says the closure of the shops is to drum home their demands, but also to send a signal to their creditors that indeed they are suffering. Listen.
We are here to make a declaration on that. Fellow traders, friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen, I know by now everyone in this country is very much aware of the harsh economic situation. But we in the business community are perhaps those who bear the brunt the most. The three pillars, exchange rate, inflation, interest rates, on which businesses thrive, have all broken down. As a result, our capital has been deeply eroded by over 50%. The effects of the exchange rate, as well as the devastating effect of interest rates that has risen above 35% mark. The worst of it all is that this serious phenomenon persists without possible end in sight. Prices of goods are so astronomical and continue to escalate to a point that the consumer can no longer bear, thereby seriously affecting business turnover. As I speak to you now, we are unable to service our loans contracted from both our local banks and external suppliers. We are now at our wit's end, and we can no longer endure any further suffering. Our resolve to close down our shops on Wednesday should be seen as a distress call to the nation and the world to salvage the trading community in Ghana from this terrible situation. This action will also make our external creditors to know, understand, and appreciate the challenges we are going through, which is making it difficult for us to service our indebtedness to them in time as we normally do. Another major reason for this exercise is to make the consuming public understand that the astronomical increase in prices of goods is not a deliberate ploy by the trader, and that this action seeks to help stabilize the currency in order to bring down inflation to help the consuming public.
So that is Dr. Joseph Obin, the national president of GUTA. But GUTA at this news conference also gave some recommendations as to how the issues plaguing them could be fixed. They are recommending, among other things, a reduction in the monetary policy rate by the Bank of Ghana and also a retention policy to ensure that we have enough forex in the system to support the activities and the local currency.
There should be measures to protect our scarce foreign exchange. Our investment laws should be reviewed to drive foreign investors from trading to the more productive sectors of the economy like manufacturing, agriculture, etc. Foreign investors who come into the trading sector must be required to bring the corresponding fund for their imports. The government should amend our investment laws by introducing a retention policy in order to retain some forests in the country. There should be strict monitoring of cross-border trade in money. The government should streamline the activities of the forest bureaus as well as find a way of roping the black marketeers into the forest bureau system. Here, I will take that again. The government should streamline the activities of the forest bureaus as well as find a way of roping the black marketeers into the forest bureau system. The government should adopt other alternative currencies like the Chinese yuan to reduce the pressure on the dollar especially. There should be the immediate implementation of the roadmap set out to flush out all illegal foreigners in the retail sector. 9. The Bank of Ghana should reduce the monetary policy rate to an appreciable level to reduce the commercial lending rates. Here, the Bank of Ghana must present a roadmap on how it is going to bring down interest rates with realistic targets and periods. The Bank of Ghana, that's number 10. The Bank of Ghana should immediately introduce caps on interest costs, including hidden costs that increase annual percentage rates, APR. The Bank of Ghana should relax the stringent documentation requirements in order to encourage businesses to transact with the mainstream banks rather than with the black marketeers. Number 12, and the most important aspect, is to simplify and make our tax system uniform and affordable in order to make compliance easy for businesses.
So that is Dr. Joseph Obin, the national president of the Ghana Union of Traders Association there. It appears they are very much clear in their mind what the issues are. And of course, they came to the table also with recommendations. 12 of them, you heard him outline them. My colleague Samuel Kujubris has been following GUTA all day and he joins me in the studio. Sammy, it appears that this has the overwhelming support of the members.
You would say, because if you look at the number of people who came there, I mean, the meeting hall 2 was full to capacity, that some of them had to sit.
This was at the conference center.
Exactly, yes. Some of them had to sit in the lobby of the meeting place. So it tells you that the members were hugely in support of what's happening.
But they are getting support from other unions as well.
Yes, at least I could count the Food and Beverages Association. These are people who operate supermarkets and all of that. They say that they can't watch whilst GUTA, sits down. They want to support, and so they are also closing down. But the special thing is that they are closing down from tomorrow, Wednesday, till Saturday, because they feel that they have to open their supermarket to their customers on Saturday. Samuel Agri is their secretary, and he spoke to me.
We are opening on Saturday because this is a separate independent body. And what we are doing that in conjunction with GUTA. And therefore, their members would want to go the long haul. Our members will also go up to Friday because we are only sending a signal to government that this is the problem that we are facing. And it will not be fair. When they are closed down, we are still operating. So that is why we did that to support, to drive home what is happening. If government is sleeping, this is the time that they need to wake up to know what exactly is going on. The Council of State made us understood that what they are doing, they've been able to speak to government, and therefore certain measures will be announced. For us, the sweetness of the food is in the pudding. When you are eating, you know that that is where you have gotten it. So if there's any measures that they have taken, they should announce it for us to know. Otherwise, to say that tomorrow we are going to, as it were, allow it to flow side by side without any government intervention, it will be very difficult.
So that is Samuel Agwe with the Food and Beverages Association.
Sure.
But there's also the Importers and Exporters Association. They are going all out.
Exactly.
Together with GUTA.
Because you know that the business of these traders ties directly with these importers and exporters. So they say they can't also watch on for the GUTA members alone to carry this cross, and therefore they would also be part of it.
Well, I have issued a statement about, I think, 2-3 days ago to say that this is what my outfit has been looking for from the leadership of GUTA. And my friend is here. He agreed with me that their previous meeting 2 months ago, I didn't take it lightly with them. I accused them that they went and were in bed with the government because people are suffering. Business community are suffocating. You could see the anger. When even they tried to show how the woman fired from the back. Are you wearing the inside there? So the point is, we thank the Council of State for their intervention. However, they could not solve the problem. So we are saying that close down your shops tomorrow until Monday. Reasons are that inflation is killing us. Exchange rate is killing us. Custom rate is never stable, it's never static. Even if they say they want to give us a special rate, at what rate? Is it 8.8 series? Is it 7.2? Is this 5s? Or is it going to be the 10.7? If they really mean to give us exchange rate as they had a meeting last week, then today's Tuesday, it shouldn't have moved from 9.6 to 10.7. Maybe before you know, they will move it to like 20 series and say we will be there for the next 3 months. That is not what we are looking for. We are looking for a proper rate from the 10.7 as is now. There's pressure at the harbor at the moment. So we are saying if you are an importer, if you are a cold store operator, that means you bring in frozen food. You are in Okanse, you are in Tema, you are in Makola, you are in Katamanto. Even if you are in Kumasi as well, you are in Tamale, wherever you are, and you know you clear your goods from Takoradi Port or Tema Port, you are paying so much. Inflation is catching you. Exchange rate, you can't even buy dollar again to go for your business. This Christmas that we are talking about, they are playing tricks with that. How many days left to Christmas? Even if the government were to be serious, today's rate wouldn't have moved to 10.7. Meaning government is not thinking about the business community. They have done nothing. That meeting they went at, call it tea and tea meeting. And not that they want to actually discuss the economical situations. What would they do to uplift the plight of the business community? So for me, we are saying that if you are a business person operator and you go to the port today and you are seeing 10.7 and we are saying close down your shop tomorrow, close down your cold store in solidarity, and you refuse to close down and you still open, meaning you are not sophisticated.
So that is the Importers and Exporters Association president there, Samson Asaki Awengobit. But you said there are more associations.
Yeah. I could count more than 5 other associations which came there to support GUTA.
Samuel, thank you very much for bringing us those details from the GUTA news conference today. Let's go to the phone lines now and speak to Benjamin Yeboah. He's the National Welfare Officer for GUTA. He joins us. Thank you very much, Mr. Yeboah, for your time here on Top Story. So I noticed the frustration in the voice of your president today when he addressed the media, and the point especially he made about the action you're taking tomorrow, which is to send the signal to the creditors, the people that you owe, the people whose money you're working with, that the fact that you're not paying back in time is simply because you are really reeling under the harsh economic conditions. But how exactly do you hope that shutting down your shops will translate into improving the inflation situation and as well as the depreciating cedi?
Well, you see, thank you very much for having me this evening. The point is, as my brother, you know, we've tried, to absorb the pressures, but as you can see, the pressure is now overbearing, and that is why we want to, embark on this action. Definitely, inflation, interest rates, exchange rates, overnight, 4 days, we know might not, change the situation as quickly as possible. No, we know that very well. We've made some recommendations, and we are hoping that as we continue to do the dialogue, but once we close our shops. We can have these accommodations looked at and see how best it can help. But you see, the most, in fact, cardinal point, as you rightly mentioned, is for our suppliers to know that, yes, we are also struggling here. So if any importer is having the suppliers credit and is not being able to, service it on time, at least the supplier through the international media will know that there's a problem in Ghana. And for that is why his customer is having this difficulty. And it's true, people have goods that are in town because of the good relationship they had with their suppliers, and they can't pay. You see, and then also for the retailers that come to these wholesalers to buy, and they keep on complaining that, look, I came yesterday, he said it's so much, then this morning to come here, you've increased the price. For them to also know that the problem and the challenges are not coming from the wholesaler, but from the issues that we've enumerated.
So the traders are not simply being profiteering. I mean, they are not just taking advantage of the situation.
No, because the problem is real. My brother, the problem is real.
But you admit that some of the issues that you talk about are structural, and even in your 12-point recommendation, you admit that some of the points that you raised are long-term, which is why I know that government has been engaging you at various levels. In fact, the Council of State started some engagement with you and other stakeholders. What became of that?
Like we indicated, that's why we thanked the Council of State members for all this work. We've had some dialogue with them because we realized that something has come out of it. GRA has withdrawn some of these personnel they went put into various shops to invigilate from our these smaller shops. That is something we've got. And like Samson would say, now they want to sort of peg for clearance purposes. They want to peg the city to the dollar at a rate. We are here to know the exact rate that they might. These are things that has come out. But we still have the issue of interest rate because the policy rate is being increased. We thought it would affect inflation, but inflation is still up there. These are things that we know that should be checked. But quite importantly, for these people and suppliers, for those wholesalers, to retailers, for the loans that our members have gone for, and they are struggling to pay.
Yeah, but Mr. Yeboah, the issue you raised, if I heard you right, I mean, it means that government is doing something, because as it stands now, the exchange rate, the dollar is pegged for you at the port. You mentioned that recently it's been increased to about...
That is the intention. We are yet to know which rate they are going to use.
But you are not trading at the commercial rate, which is a little over 12 cedis currently, are you?
Yeah, not necessarily.
Because you are doing, if I heard you right, you are doing about 10. Exactly. So I mean, if you are trading at 10, it should tell you that government is interested to resolve the issues, which is why something is being done. And is that not an expression of good faith?
No, the point is that is why we've also been that patient. Look, this thing started hitting us from January. If you heard something, I will go back right. He has even been hitting on us. That we should be pushing it. Look, you people should take action. This thing is getting worse. But we still held on because we wanted to continue the dialogue. But it's gotten to a time that we should also allow our people to, show their frustration. We cannot continue to keep them like that, to show their frustration. It's good. It's healing. It's a healing process too. So allow them, let our members show their frustration. Once the thing I enumerate about suppliers also getting to know the plight of their customers.
Right.
At least wholesalers also getting to know. Of banks getting to know why their members are struggling to pay their loans.
Mr. Eboa, kindly hold the line for me. Kindly hold the line for me, because we're privileged to join by the Deputy Minister of Trade, Michael Befi. Thank you very much, sir, for your time here on Top Story. So the traders say they are their wit ends. In fact, they do not see an end in sight. They embarked on a strike. Well, the strike begins tomorrow, and they actually came out with some 12-point recommendations. They admit that these are long-term, but the point they want to make is that they do not believe that government is listening, which is why they need to shut down their shops just to drum home the issues that they are raising. How do you respond to that, Mr. Befi?
Thank you for the opportunity. I thank you also for the last question you had, the interjection. I saw you interjecting when you wanted to tell him, or you wanted to put across to him that all that they have said, and I mean he himself has indicated, clearly shows that government is committed, in trying to solve the problem once and for all. I mean, we have had several meetings, and starting from last week, today, for instance, we'll be meeting different group of people, from morning till evening. Now, I'm still in a meeting now with another group. The point is very simple and straightforward. They raise some issues. Clearly, government has listened to all those issues, and we've made some concessions. Clearly, these concessions are so beneficial to them, and they themselves alluded to it in the meeting that that's going to help them a great deal. So we don't know. It seems to us that they're just interested in going on demonstration or just trying to close down their shop.
Well, I don't think that is fair, because they have also indicated that they need to send a signal, Mr. Befi. Mr. Befi, they have indicated that they need to send a signal to the banks and to their suppliers that they are really reeling under the impact of the economic situation.
Indicated to government that you want one A, B, C, D to be solved or rectified. Government didn't refuse your suggestions or whatever you were looking for. Government has decided that at least they will make some necessary adjustments in government operations so that they'll be able to please you halfway. And both parties agreed in principle that these arrangements that government have put in place is going to help. And we agreed that was last week, that they call off the strike, or what they have decided to do immediately. They were happy, and so they instructed or gave directions to their members in Kumasi to open their shops. So we were surprised today when they told us that they want to also close their shops tomorrow. Clearly, we don't know what is going on. You could clearly see that now it is just moving away from just negotiations and trying to have a civil conversation to a state where people are just, they don't have any reason. They just want to close their shop.
Mr. Befi, what did you agree with the traders? What did you agree with them?
Oh, no, we had some. You see, they have even broken. The kind of arrangement we decided to do. We all agreed that we were not going to go on radio or to talk to the media on these issues. They brought out what they wanted. We, as government, agreed, and we decided to withdraw those officers who had gone for invigilation. We also decided that government was going to knock down a particular rate. We were going to use the Bank of Ghana interbank rate. With regards to the currency, I just people to get them a figure that will help them in their customs arrangement. And also with regards to the VAT, flat rate arrangement, we also had some good news for them. And we gave them all these things.
And when were you expected to roll these out?
Again?
When were you expected to roll these out? What were the timelines put to it?
Immediately, because the point is that we had a meeting on Thursday and Friday, and we agreed that we're going to take off this week. That was a commitment by government, and they themselves were so happy at the meeting, because in the meeting, government delegation was very, 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 not just any other person, but people who attend the meeting were very important personality of government, high-profile personality who came and made these commitments on behalf of government. And government said to them that we're so committed to that arrangement, and everything showed that we were committed. Today, the meeting we had at the Council of State was also on the same arrangement, and we agreed again with the Council of State that we were so committed to the deal.
But Mr. Befi, which of these you mentioned in the last few minutes?
Still close their shops.
You mentioned in the last few minutes at least 3 measures. Mr. Befi, if we just
want to demonstrate, so they want to do that to please them.
Mr. Befi, if you could just allow me,
that you want to please them.
If you can just allow me to make this point. In the last few minutes, you just mentioned some 3 measures that you said you agreed at the meeting. Which of these has taken effect? I mean, today's Tuesday. If you agree that this week it should be rolled out,
to you is that
they are not seeing that yet.
Want to give you, government decided to give you some concessions. These are things that we were not prepared to do, but because of the mitigation, because of the arrangements that we had with the Council of State and other people that came in, government decided to agree with them on this matter, and so we're prepared to take off this week. This week we were so committed to take off.
When this week, sir?
Started this morning, but they started showing signs that they were not going to respect the arrangement, and so we were a little bit careful. But that notwithstanding, we are still committed to it, and it is going to take off.
So when can they look forward to that?
It will take off from tomorrow, latest by close of day tomorrow.
Kindly hold the line for me, sir. Mr. Ebua, you had the Deputy Minister say that some of the things you agreed will take effect tomorrow. I mean, that was the condition you gave to reverse this action. Are we going to get you to open your shops again?
You see, my brother, thank you very much. Honorable Betty was there today, and he saw the signs of the war. It wasn't easy for even we as leaders. The point is that the one who is feeling the blunt is the one who cries most. And you should know that our people are having their capital eroded. Yes, they've been able to mention certain things, which is to us is good. But still, that doesn't take away the fact that the inflation rate is still high. That doesn't take away the fact that interest rates are high. That doesn't take away the fact that people's livelihood are just depleted.
But Mr. Ebua, you have admitted that some of these are long term. But in terms of the issues that you agreed on at the meeting, the Deputy Minister is just saying, Mr. Ebua, if you could just listen to me. Mr. Ebua, just a minute.
We held on even when we announced that we'll close up and the Council of State process. We still receded our actions. We spoke to our members. It wasn't an easy task. But once we were talking, what happened? When we started talking to the what do you call it? The Council of State, the door to the city was 10 to the 40 pesos. And then we had that hope that about $760 million was going to be pumped in, which will even stabilize or even reduce it. What happened? Then we realized that rather the dollar was galloping. Within a space of a month plus, it's moved from 10.4, now it's over 12.
But you know, Mr. Ebua, just a minute. You know that some of these things are also as a result of external shocks, which we really do not have control over. In terms of the issues that you agreed on, the minister has just said that beginning tomorrow, you'll see some of it take effect. Are you committed to reverting your action once this sets in?
Anything that will work. That is why we didn't come with a statement just to read it and tell members that close shops. That is why we came to as much as 12-point recommendations. There is nothing that stops our members if they want to show their rights as citizens to demonstrate. There's nothing wrong. And like we told Honorable Bessie and the government people came, that they shouldn't be afraid of these things. Let the people vent their frustration. It's good. It's a healing process. Once we look at the situation, we are more than ready to dialogue.
Yeah.
But that doesn't stop. That is
where I have
as we are talking to our members, things are already also going down.
I mean, clearly it seems to us that they are only interested in going on the demonstration or closing their shops. How can you say that you allow your people to just do what they want to do?
No,
if it will even create problems, if it will create contention. The system is so volatile now. And this is what they are about doing. I bet you can
Bank of Ghana policy rate
national security issues. You cannot trust this arrangement we specifically will sat down together.
Well, gentlemen, we'll have to end it here. Let's see how this pans out tomorrow. There's a commitment for some of the deliverables to take effect from tomorrow. We'll see if GUTA will be convinced to reverse its action, and we'll see if government will indeed, and this time round, honor its promise to the people. That's it for Top Story, brought to you by Vodafone. Further together, I'm Ernest Manu. Blessed Toga will be next on your radio with Newsnight after these messages. Stay with us.